number 17, Iski Van Doorn. Number 14, Owen Pierce. Number 2, Patty Nelson. Number 4, Sho Goto. And number 10, Andy Ofosu. Fans, please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the American and Canadian national anthems by our anthem singer, Carmen Wright.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Welcome to Centennial Stadium, University of Victoria, for tonight's PDL match between the Timbers U23 and the Victoria Highlanders. Good afternoon,
Fans,
everyone.
it
My
looks
name
like
is Ventura.
Stryker made
Glad to be
it
joining
to
you
his
today on the
party.
call. I
Happy
apologize for my
birthday
voice.
to Stryker!
It'll take more than a sore throat to keep me away from some PDL action. You heard the introductions earlier. It's a 4-4-2 for the Highlanders, going out against a 4-3-3 for the Timbers. Both coaches did not give any indication one way or the other exactly how they were going to be lining up. And those tactical cards close to their chest to start things off. Timbers currently on a 5-game unbeaten streak, 4 draws, 1 win, salvaging a late draw with TSS Rovers in their previous match. The Highlanders coming off a bye week, only 4 games played, currently tied at the bottom of the table with Rovers on 3 points. With games on hand on everybody else in the division, Highlanders can easily move their way up the table with a win here tonight. Even a point would move them off that tie with Rovers. No Callum Montgomery starting at the back for the Highlanders today. A different 4 than we're used to seeing here. Keith, McCurdy, Ng, and Goto. Highlanders starting on our broadcast left in the white kit. Timbers U23 in the red and black on our right. Quick check from the referee. And we are just about ready to get underway. And speaking with head coach Aaron Lewis from the Timbers before the match, we talked about the 5-game unbeaten streak consisting mostly of draws and that razor's edge between a winning streak and a winless streak. Hinge on one match. I asked about how critical this match was for him. Like any good coach, he said all matches are critical. He's confident there's enough here to get a result. Talking about the Timbers before the match, Highlanders head coach Dave Dew talked about their organized midfield. Very well structured. Be difficult to break down. Highlanders faithful here at Centennial Stadium will be hopeful. We'll find a way through. Early thrown here on the far side for the Timbers. The side they go. Intercepted, play broken up. Flag goes up for a throw-in. This is Boone now. Stripped. Van Doorn now. Iski Van Doorn, a new signing for the Highlanders. Coach Dew said he had no problem whatsoever throwing him right into the deep end to get started today. Calling him a dominant presence. Let's see if that holds true. Pressure here now from Godo. Farr has to be quick to get rid of it. Pressure there from Ufosu. Farr will thump that to midfield. Just gets over the line with a little bit of help. It's a fine drizzle coming down here at Centennial Stadium. Plenty well soaked. You can see there the ball already having difficulty moving. Wouldn't be surprised to see more of a reliance on the aerial game as opposed to keeping things on the deck, but for now the teams seem content. Feel each other out, see what they can and can't do. Throw in there going the way of the Timbers. Taking it back to Farr. Now up the middle. Segovia. Loses it. This is Van Doorn. It's a shot on net. Looking far post. Farr is there. For an outlet, can't find one. First good chance of the game goes to the Highlanders.
With what is happening throughout the league and PDL's top prospects.
Van Doorn with the strike. They're looking far post. Not quite enough on its really trouble Farr. Farr easily gets down.
Download the PDL mobile app today
out of the net.
to keep track of your favorite teams.
4 minutes in. Tentative play from both sides. The first real chance going the way of the Highlanders. How do the Timbers respond? Farr will start the attack here. Jogging in the middle there is Van Doorn. Back to Heath. Tipped over and out for a throw. Lifting off a Timbers player on its way. It's stripped again in midfield. Woot. Can't get the return pass to go. The top was that ball flicked on by Pierce. Feels it was Smith. There's a throw in from Pierce. Smith at the back. Covers. And Dorn. Goto. Control it. Dorn, nice little dummy there. Now this is Nelson. Back it goes. Smith. Wilson has nowhere to go. Well tackled by the defender. High press in full effect here for the Highlanders. Timbers forced to play quickly. More from the not, it seems to be coming out in favor of the lads in white. Shot there deflected. Controlled well on the wet turf. Pitch, rather. And this is Woot leaving it. Woot on the left. Just really around Pierce. Little step. Can't quite get past. Flip in the midfield. And Boateng will restart. Shot blocked. Go out for a Timbers throw. And the call is made there. Foul against the Timbers attack.
Today's ball retrievers are from the U23 Girls Bays United, going to provincials, so wish them luck.
Best of luck to the Bays as they look for provincial titles. Always great to see Island talent looking for trophies on a bigger stage. Goal kick there from Norgrove. Dealt with by the Timbers. Second ball knocked down. This is Goto. Nelson, rather. It's for Fosu, who's offside. Flag goes up, whistle is blown.
Fans,
Poor
don't
ball out
forget
there.
to get your 50-50
Got within midfield.
tickets. All season's 50-50
Where the ball goes
is brought
for
to
Van
us
Doorn.
by Royal
Kicks
Bay
it onto the left,
Secondary's
looking for the
leadership
overlap.
team.
Well
They're
tackled.
raising money for the
Go far though.
Can
Cross
West
goes in
Society,
anyway. Fosu's waiting
a
for it, as is
non-profit
Smith.
organization that builds and
Cleared by
supports
far.
schools in Nepal.
Unable to get a real handle on that. Strong
If
defense
you
at the
can't
back.
find anybody selling the tickets,
Boateng.
head over to the tents by the main grandstand. They're selling them there.
Noonkester out of the midfield. This is Gronenjik. Finds Woot. Well closed down. And just put into touch. It's a good breakout there by the Timbers. Using Noonkester to get it started from deep in midfield. And they now have good position off this throw-in. Noonkester again. Get another throw. Gronenjik now loses out. And Dalmolen will thump it out from the back. Good spell of possession here from the Timbers. Pinned back a little bit in the early minutes. They found a way out, and they'll win themselves another throw in here. Looks like it will be a free kick after all. The Timbers set up for this set piece. Ref checks on the shoving in the box. Make sure everybody's keeping it all legal. And the delivery comes in. High towards Norgrove, headed away from net. Falls, dealt with, and finally cleared. And now there's a chance here for a counter, snuffed out quickly. Back in the box it goes. Volley attempt. Well over the net. High and wide goes that chance from the Timbers off the set piece. Good sustained pressure there. Highlanders not able to clear fast enough. And even when they did, a waiting midfielder was ready to pump the ball right back in.
Become a fan of the
That organized
PDL
midfield
on
we were talking about
Facebook.
off the top.
Visit facebook.com/USLPDL.
Norgrove restarts. No call there. Protests from the Highlanders. Looked like he was barged over. Refs having none of it. He was right there. Waved off immediately. And while Pierce might disagree, not a heck of a lot he can do about it. Not that attack. The first corner of the game will go to the Timbers. Short option being presented here. It ends up going short and low to the near post. Dealt with. And off go the Highlanders on a counter. Good ball through the midfield. Pass back is short, but one back. Now in the middle, this is a Fosu trying to run towards it. He goes on a run. He's well offside, and the ball never arrives with him. Dalmolin then the other way. Woot is waiting for it. He'll get under it, but he is offside. Highlanders showing some life in transition, showing they can still be a threat on the counter. Already seem to favor using the flanks as best they can. Near side of the pitch here. Already showing signs of activity, and if that's where they need to go to get their breakthrough, I'm sure they'll be happy to avoid that midfield. Where Newcaster's been directing traffic in the early going. 12th minute now. Portland Timbers U23 0, Victoria Highlanders 0. Groningen. This is far now, playing short. High press again from the Highlanders. Leaves a lot of space in the middle, but they are able to win it back. This is Pierce. Can't hold on to it, and Groningen will go back again. Groningen has Wood on the left, goes inside instead. They'll try again. Short passes here. No direct play until the final ball gets through. He'll try from distance perhaps. No, he'll make a little stutter step to get through. Ultimately, just enough done on it there by Tolilo. Excuse me. Norgrove ends up claiming it off the deflection. Offside there on Ofosu on the long ball. He seems to think otherwise. He was in line with the shoulder. Newcastle retreats and starts out. This is Van Doorn hassling in the midfield. Back it goes. Groningen forced back again. No way through here for Timbers U23, though I'm sure they'd like to find a way to get those flanks active for their own attacks, such as the Highlanders have in transition. But now they switch play and find an opening on the right. Ball along the deck, snuffed out. It stays in play. On the run now. So he Smith, puts the cross in, header, headed out for a corner. Nolan seeing the only safe place for that ball is behind the net. Gladly concede the corner. Another good transition. Highlanders starting to show that this might be the way into the match for them. Certainly anybody's game in the 15th minute, 0-0. Here's high. Keeper doesn't challenge for it, doesn't need to. Right onto the head of a Timbers defender. Second effort. Well over the net by Van Doorn. He's got his shooting boots on. Perhaps a little too much oomph in those boots.
Follow at USL PDL on Twitter to become a PDL League insider. Join club conversations and track notable alumni through their pro careers.
High ball in the midfield, down by Smith. There's a ball on the pitch here, they'll clear that. Throws it in back to his defender, McCurdy. Pierce, Ofosu, gives it away, was looking for Smith, couldn't find him. Ball on the deck along the right now. This is where the Timbers have been finding more success than the left. He has now moved centrally. The top it goes. And for it was Groningen. Goes down well by Smith. Tug on the back. There is a call. Waiting to see if there wasn't going to be an advantage, and there was not. Another cynical foul for Groningen to take in the attacking third. Smith did very well to stay with him, possibly a foul out of frustration. Norgrove's goal kick to restart. Ball won by the Timbers. Away they go. Long ball over the top. Defenders are caught here. They scramble back. Timbers in position. Nice little stutter step on the ground. Still able to make the clearance there. This time he has a look. Ofosu checks his run. This time he's onside. Consider to beat. He does. Is there a call? No. There's a referee saying he slipped. Referee is not having any of it. It is a slippery pitch out there. And the ref seems to have been completely unfazed or unconvinced by the collision. Two Highlanders down, though, in the attacking third, Van Doorn and Ofosu. And then it's the protests of the supporters. Ofosu and Van Doorn have to be careful that they don't get booked for dissent. Ofosu believes this is the second time he's been disparaged and not gotten a call. From this vantage point, it is still a wet pitch out there. There is a case to be made where maybe you just lost your footing. Oh, I am sure Ofosu and his teammates will feel otherwise. Ball was put into touch so the players could get looked at. And the Islanders will sportingly throw it back in. And the Timbers will restart. Farr bowls it out. Nuncaster. Now in more of a defensive role. And that ball's given away right to Ofosu. Stutter step, looks for the run. Just a little bit behind his man. Not a lot Pierce was able to do with that. Boone. Kronijuk waits for it. Doesn't get it. Goes back to Newcaster. Through the middle it goes. One-touch ball. Doesn't find a way through. Right at the edge of the area. Still pinging around. Now finally brought under control. Down goes the defender. Shot blocked bravely. And that'll go out for a corner. Heath at the back, putting his body on the line. And the Timbers will try their second corner of the match from the far side. Short option being presented. Goes along with it, right into the area, cleared. Now looking for a counter are the Highlanders. They may have found one here. But stepping up nicely. He's down Molden. Or Groninjik, rather. And that shot will be well wide. Boone not able to get that one on target. And it will be Norgrove's goal kick. Out for a Timbers throw. And it looks like a substitution being made. Two substitutions, in fact. Oh, just the one.
Portland Timbers U23 substitution in the 22nd minute. Leaving the game, number 53, Stefan Woot. Coming into the game, number 33, Timur Javidze.
Now that substitution into the game checks Timur Javidze, 5'8" forward, senior year at Corbin University. Coach Aaron Lewis just would appear looking for a like-for-like swap here, trying to replace Woot with an equally AC forward. Certainly, 5'8", 160. He's not going to be considered a target forward in the classical sense. Fosu, who does fit that mold, can't contain possession of the ball there. On the far side, Van Doorn tries to reclaim it. Go out for a throw. Timbers ball. Timbers finally throwing back in. Start play for a while there, but now Van Doorn, a little bit of a collision. Now it's Pierce setting for Fosu. Pierce again. Is he onside? He is. Tries to crowd it back to center goal. Pierce. It's a lovely ball. It's an absolutely lovely ball from Pierce. 1-0 to the Highlanders. Bar didn't even move, rooted to the spot as that one rolled its way into the far corner. Pierce will take it. And in the 24th minute, the home team is up 1-0. Off that throw in, good breakout from the Highlanders, who again use their speed up the flanks to their advantage. That transition game was strong early, still strong now. And Pierce has the Highlanders on the board. Pierce given all kinds of license to get that shot off to, not pressured in the box. Defensive
Goal
collapse,
for
very
your
deep.
Victoria Highlanders! Scored in the 25th minute by number 4, Sho Goto! Assisted by number 14, Owen Pierce!
Well, Goto did get a touch on that after all. I might explain why Farr didn't move. Goto with the deception deflection. So slight it even missed us here in the booth. It was Goto opening the scoring for the Highlanders, assisted by Pierce, who had the original shot. Regardless of who scored it, the scoreline stands 1-0. Back the other way come the Highlanders, or the Timbers, excuse me, and the Highlanders clear. Bundled over there on the far side to be Ochoa. Meanwhile, behind the play, a defender is still down. Is that Heath? He's back up. And play continues. Out wide go the Timbers. Groningen. Sitting as the right fullback now. And pressing here will be Goto. Good interception in midfield there. Chasing after it. A little bit of a shove on the back, though. Easy call for the referee to make. Quick restart from the Timbers, right back to Farr. Islanders still sitting in their very flat 4-4-2 classic formation. Timbers seem to be comfortable with a 4-3-3. Wingbacks pressed very high up. Sliding tackle from Smith. He does well to avoid the foul, doesn't scythe down the attacker, which I'm sure Zvidze is happy. Hopefully he does get the throw out of it. Get another chance to get by Smith here. Opts to send it back instead to Groningen. Noonkester. Switches across. Running up from the center back position is Dalmolding. And Dorn tries to get in the way. I think he does. Now Ofosu's one-on-one at the back. Keep running with it. Help and defense has arrived. It's a little ball through. Not able to get to it in time. Farr bravely comes out, smothers it. Leaves nothing there for... Zvidze. That went wide, or excuse me, high, right into the waiting arms of Norbro. Timbers throw here on the far side.
Portland U23 substitution in the 30th minute. Leaving the game, number 40, Chase Boone. Coming into the game, number 38, Francesco Amorosino.
Amorosino currently the club's leading goal scorer. 4 goals in 8 appearances for the Timbers U23 striker. Midfielder, excuse me. 6 foot, 180 pounds. Originally from Washington, D.C., out of Virginia Commonwealth University. Ronigi. Vide. Nuncaster. Doing closing down. There's a good ball through, no offside. Posts up, great save by Norgrove. Fantastic reaction. Highlanders are able to clear to midfield. But that close to being all tied up. Good work up the right side again by the Timbers. Ball over the top. Afosu runs onto it. He's onside. Can he get there ahead of the defender? He might have, but he wasn't getting there ahead of far.
Nike is a proud sponsor of the PDL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for the latest Nike
The middle of the
Soccer
Timbers, that is
information.
snuffed out. Inside they go. Zvidze. Still with it. Dances into the middle of the area. Still with it. Does he shoot? He goes for the center. The cross is slow, low, and instantly cleared. And this is Shogoto. The goal scorer for the Highlanders. Back to Smith. Smith to Pierce. All the way back to Norgrove. Blocked there. Brave block charging forward. Ultimately, doesn't come for much other than a goal kick. The courage you have to run in front of a goalkeeper as he's about to boot it long. Certainly more than I can ever claim to have. Far. Choa leaves it. Tom Moline. Across. Try the long ball again. The direct and long ball seems to be working on the flanks for the Timbers sporadically, but not with any consistency. Certainly not on this near side. The far side has been the kinder side of the pitch for the Timbers U23. And that perhaps is where they go here. Ball goes out wide. Shot from distance, right at Norgrove. Not fooled at all. Holds his nerve and the ball. We're in the 34th minute. Victoria Highlanders 1, Portland Timbers U23 0. University of Victoria Centennial Stadium. Goto does well to bring that down. Well, nope, they've called the Timbers defender, sorry, the foul. Choa a little too aggressive there. Norgrove. Is waiting for it. To control, he does eventually do so. And he will go up the near side touchline. Looks long. A lot to ask for of Afosu there. Goto tries to check in. Unable. Nelson had a look, wasn't quite able to get there. And so go all the way back to Norgrove, who will take his time, kill 2 seconds off the clock, restart the attack. Nelson was playing higher up as one of the strikers beside Afos, who's fouled there. And Van Doorn will set up, quickly taking free kick, goes out wide. High cross, headed down nicely, was able to get something on it, just not towards net, and right into the defender. Easy pickings for Gronenjik there.
Sheffield Wednesday
Norgrove under
ID
pressure,
camp
has
is
to
back
play it, gives it away.
for girls and boys.
Deflected, cleared off the line. And he goes studs first into the goal post. Does McCurdy. Norgrove got a piece of it off of that bad giveaway. Ultimately, his defense coming to bail him out there. And he's up, he's all right, and the net will be readjusted. Some brave defending there. Necessary as well. Corner is high. Just missing there was Heilman. And now the counter, Van Doorn. Great little ball for Pierce. Looks out wide. That's where Nelson is. Nelson back to Smith. These are for Van Doorn. Smith again on the right. Looks forward. He's caught the run. Trying to turn there was Pierce. He will get the throw out of it. Pierce thought about taking it. It'll be Smith instead. Nelson. Van Doorn keeps it going. Pushing play back to the center of the park. Van Doorn looks low. You can see he was looking for Smith, who had advanced quite a ways up from his right back position. Putting the ball right at the defender is not usually the preferred way of getting a through ball through. Nicely brought down. Great save by Norgrove. Point blank Norgrove. And he's still down. Now the referee calls a halt to play as Norgrove did exceptionally well point blank. He's up and mobile, though, as the Highlanders keeper. He's put in quite the shift so far as we approach halftime.
Is the league's official online video home, offering live games and feature content. Subscribe for free to the PDL YouTube channel today.
Thrown in and returned by the Timbers. Norgrove, who is upwardly mobile, seems no worse for wear. Back to McCurdy. Under pressure quickly from Javidze. That will be thumped hard and long. Oh, for a Timbers throw. Gronenjik looks, goes for the midfield, finds his man. Over the top it goes. Flag goes up for offside. Nice little ball from Nelson. This is Smith. Stutters once and twice. Goes back to Nelson. Nelson cuts inside. Puts on his left foot. Goes with the right back to Van Doorn. He's got targets in the box. Everyone retreats as the Timbers line pulls up. Out wide to Smith. He's got space. He could have a look at goal if he wants. Goes far post. Cleared behind for a corner by the Timbers. been having a good game on the right side for the Highlanders. Has done well to get into the attack and really get things started. And the corner is cleared. Only as far. Oh, that one is shanked left by McCurdy. Back in it goes, well high and wide. Goal kick. Far wastes no time. Javidze. Has two defenders, puts it right through them. Lovely ball. And back again, he receives it. He's going to go at the net. He will off that deflection. Amorosino couldn't get it to go. Back to Newcastle. Ochoa. Plays short, over the top, through ball. Cleared quickly by Heath. And this is Goto now. Staying in midfield, it looks like. Nelson having gone back up top. And that ball is quickly dealt with by Farr. Going for a run here is Groningen. Javidze. Shoulder to shoulder challenge there. Nothing in it, says the referee. It was a good cross, though. Cleared. Very clutch clearance there by Heath. Two Timbers lurking in the area. Here comes another counter. Long ball looking for the run of a Fosu. He's one-on-one. Forces the back pass. There's still a high press here. Goto looks at his man. Up the right they go. This is where the Timbers have been the most dangerous all match. And there's the cross. A wide open man in the box. Just past the far post. Well, you're not going to get a closer look at net without standing on the goal line itself. Howland will probably want that one back. Remains 1-0 Highlanders. Groningen on the left, under pressure from Nelson. Van Doorn steps up.
Fans, don't forget to join Stryker and his friends out in the concourse at halftime.
Great work by Farr.
There's birthday cake.
Was in trouble there, but did very well to avoid conceding. Newcastle now looks towards the left. Keeping in with a slide, not quite. Valiant effort though by Groningen. Nelson thought about going quickly. Didn't like what he saw. It'll be Smith instead. Throw from Smith. Foul called there on Nelson. Undercutting Heilman. Javidze. Can't get there ahead of Smith. Smith's had him in his pocket all night. Afternoon, as it were. Not quite night. Might be gray out, but it is still only 2:45 in the afternoon. As we've entered the 44th minute. And there'll be a substitution here for Timbers U23.
Portland Portland U23 substitution in the 45th minute. Leaving the game, number 35, Stephen Dalmolen. Coming into the game, number 39, Christo Michelson.
Michelson checks in. Dalmolen was in central defense. Michelson, though, planting himself firmly in midfield. Michelson, the 5'11" midfielder, 65 out of Lake Oswego, Oregon, from Gonzaga University. So Fosu again makes a run into the box, is punished for it, and the referee is unimpressed.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 additional minutes to the first half.
Two minutes for stoppages we're into now, as either team want to try and make a quick dagger of an impact right before the whistle. Over the top it goes. Goto called for the handball. And the Timbers restart. Ricochets back to Michelson. Wilson looks up, goes for the long ball. He's found his target. One-on-one. Curdy does well to push him to the outside. Two Timbers in the box. Ball never reaches them. Can Michelson get it there? Cleared by the Highlanders. Fosu waits, tries to nutmeg midfielder. Recovered. And quick throw taken here by Schultz as they try to get something before the half. Javidze. Nearly caught there by Nelson. Skips past him. Skips past Bartolillo. And that shot, well, that didn't miss by much, did it? But it missed by enough to not go in, which is all you need, really. And Norberg will take his time over this goal kick. No rush whatsoever. Referee indicating he wants Norberg to get on with it, and he does. Goto tries to get past Michelson. Does, but couldn't control it. Back comes Nelson to help. Which, under a decent amount of pressure here, is forced to play back. Which, this time, goes up the right. Ball for the overlapping Schultz. Schultz keeps it. Steps up. Two men in front of him. Does buy the corner off one. Good run by Schultz there at the right side for both teams. Continuing to be their strongest point, respectively. Schultz on the right. Pushing forward for the Timbers. Smith on the right. The Highlanders. Pushing forward, usually with help from Nelson. Chance here to scare a goal in a set piece. They go short. And what set piece trickery do the Timbers have here? It's up. Doesn't find anybody. Penalty appeal there. Referee isn't buying it. And there's the halftime whistle. Your score at 45 minutes.
Your score at halftime, Portland U23 nil. Your Victoria Highlanders 1.
There it is. 1-0 to the Highlanders as we go into the halftime break. We'll see you on the other side for the second half.
From a club perspective, it was a good 2 weeks because there were some generalities that we could cope with and we could deal with, and it gave some of the guys that had some knocks a chance to sit out a little bit too. So there was a couple guys that sat out a couple of practices just to make sure that they were looked after. You know, every game in this league is difficult. There's nobody you can look at and say, oh, we can approach it with a different mindset. You know, every game is going to be super intense and difficult. And you know, the Portland team, they've had a couple of results that didn't look all that wondrous, and then you see them beat Seattle on Tuesday night 3-1. So, you know, they're not someone to disregard. So we're going to have to come out and really take care of defending again and find a way to create some goal scoring opportunities and put them away. That's the biggest thing for us. From a club perspective, it was a good 2 weeks because there were some generalities that we could cope with and we could deal with, and it gave some of the guys that had some knocks a chance to sit out a little bit too. So there was a couple guys that sat out a couple of practices just to make sure that they were looked after. You know, every game in this league is difficult. There's nobody you can look at and say, oh, we can approach it with a different mindset. You know, every game is going to be super intense and difficult. And you know, the Portland team, they've had a couple of results that didn't look all that wondrous, and then you see them beat Seattle on Tuesday night 3-1. So, you know, they're not someone to disregard. So we're going to have to come out and really take care of defending again and find a way to create some goal scoring opportunities and put them away. That's the biggest thing for us.
Sublime header. Amorosino adds his 5th goal of the season off the Schultz cross. Schultz was allowed that space to rampage up. As we talked about in the first half, the right side for each team.
Goal in the 47th minute, scored by number 38, Francesco Amorosino.
And just like that, it's all even at 1. Very positive start to the half for the Timbers. They get themselves back into the game. Using that right side, Schultz advancing, which he did to great effect in the first 45 minutes. Does it again here, finds a target, Amorosino, and the club's leading goal scorer adds another goal to the tally. Dumped behind with authority there, and makes it absolutely certain it's going behind. He may have had a little more time and space than he thought, but opts to take 0 chances. Tolilo checks the short option. And it will go right into the mixer. Foul called there for some pushing and shoving in the box. Free kick to the Highlanders. Well, the Highlanders harbored, if they harbored any notion of trying to coast through this game and counterattack, that has been thrown out the window. They can't afford to defend a 1-goal lead with any sort of complacency. Nor can they rely on the Timbers to send some pressure that they can counterattack off of. All even, 1-1 in the second half. Francesco Amorosino, his 5th goal, levels the score. Schultz with an inch-perfect cross as well. This is Amorosino. It's inside, dealt with, and will help it, or Bartolillo, excuse me, will help that along. Now this is Pierce, finds Goto. Thought about springing ahead for Sturrock. This will be offside though. This Pierce was about a step and a half past the last defender. Very inspired going direct up the middle though. Some of that flank play that we saw earlier. Change in tactics. Physical battle there. Ultimately, referee going against the Highlanders with it. And this is not necessarily a safe space here. If you're a Highlanders supporter. If you're a Timber supporter, you have to like the chances here. Plenty of targets to line up. There'll be a 4-man wall for the Highlanders. Vite goes low, deflects back and away. Vite's strike was a good one. Just couldn't get the bounce the way he wanted to. Michelson with the flick. Couldn't get a connection on it. Schultz now. He's already delivered 1 goal. Here's the man he set up, Amorosino. Schultz crosses. Michelson gives it away. And a nice little flick there. And off and away goes Bartolillo. Go to get free, he can't. And under pressure, or calmly distributes away. Choa, deep to receive that pass from the goalkeeper. Departure of Dalmorin near the end of the first half. Bit of a shake-up in the back line for the Timbers, rotating in some of their midfield. Sliding clearance there from McCurdy. Schultz Goes centrally. Tapped inside by Segovia. Schultz. Marcina goes back. Noonkester. Ochoa. Is Noonkester Ochoa backline, or is Ochoa just helping? Either way. It's Van Doorn. Back to Smith. Just puts it long. Out of play. Heath at the back. Nice little ball up the side, and that will be Pierce putting a cross in. It's high. There's no target there. Will it stay in? No, it will roll out of play for a corner. Goal kick, excuse me. Rolling out near the corner for a goal kick. Amorosino. Under pressure here. Gets rid of it. Ochoa. And moves back up. Schulz. Able to get there. Little flick from Goto. Can't get through. 1-2. Leads to Amorosino on the right. Schulz overlapping. Then they go up the middle. That's a good looking ball, and that's some clutch defending from McCurdy. McCurdy is still down. Advantage played by the referee.
Fans, don't forget to get your 50-50
McCurdy
tickets.
is still down at the back.
All season's
finally put out.
50-50 is brought to us by the Royal Bay Secondaries Leadership.
And the referee coming over to check on McCurdy now, who did very well.
A non-profit organization that builds and supports schools in Nepal. You haven't found somebody to dole you out your 50-50 tickets in the stands, go check out the tents right beside the main grandstand. They'll sell you them there.
McCurdy did very well to stop that attack from getting through. The last ditch tackle has to be the best one. McCurdy did well there, but the resulting collision left him with a knock. Seems to be okay. He'll shuffle it off. And then will be put back in to play by the Timbers and given back to the Highlanders. McCurdy gathers himself. Norgrove gathers the ball. Under pressure here. Fine attempt there by Pierce to keep it in. Schultz throws it to Ochoa. Amorosino, little turn and flick. Across the top of the penalty area. Michelson. Schultz. Timbers pinging the ball around quickly now. Amorosino leaves the two defenders behind, goes central. Will he wind up? Back to Michelson. The far side, they're still looking for a way in. Are the Timbers? They haven't found one yet. They trap the middle. And they are forced to go all the way back. Two banks, 4 and 4 of the Highlanders. Compressing there, not allowing a way through. Have they found one here? Over the top. Too far. Asking quite a lot there of Schultz to get there. And Norgrove will take this goal kick. Urging from the crowd, the Timbers buckle down, or the Highlanders, excuse me, buckle down for some defense. It's the Timbers attack. Heath collected there to Pierce. Pierce. Lovely run here. And Jordan couldn't go that far with it. And he goes down. No foul given from the referee either way. He stays down. And Dorn is still up. Should be all right, just walking it off. From the tap of the Choa there. In the back is Noonkester. Choa. Hard collision there between the two players coming together. It's Groningic for the Timbers. Nelson for the Highlanders. That was given the way of the Highlanders. They'll get a free kick out of this. Taken. It's a good one, punched clear by Farr. And then thumped the rest of the way. Segovia now has a try at goal. Never going to trouble Norgrove though. Calmly brings that down. Goes right past Spur, 47 in red. Goto has a look. Under hard pressure himself. He only gives it away twice, and this time he does lose it. Curry, though, gets his body in the way. And there'll be a yellow card there, kicking the ball away. Card of the game going to the Timbers. Fachoa there. The needless, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yellow card in the 60th minute to Portland U23, number 54, Andres Ochoa.
Header flicked on there. Sturrock now stops. Little ball forward. Waits for the return. It comes, but there's a great block. And Ochoa restarts. Curdy. Sturrock. Just go a wide little back heel. Clever. Nelson's second ball. Ultimately comes to nothing. Farr now with the goal kick. Thinks about going short. In fact, does. Noonkester's there, under pressure from Goto. Back to Farr. Farr looks long. Smith is there. A lot of direct play here as we cross the hour mark. 61st minute. Highlanders 1, Timbers 1. USL PDL tilt. Sturrock. Toledo does decently to get away from the first pressure, but the giveaway thankfully does not prove costly for the Highlanders. Nelson has a bit of space. Takes one defender. Pass is nearly disastrous, but Bartolillo will take over. Eng. Bartolillo. Slow up the middle, trying to find Pierce. Back to Bartolillo. Still moving is Bartolillo. 1-2 ball, Goto to Nelson. Nelson to Smith. Eng. Good looking ball. Unfortunately, looks don't count for much if there's nobody there to do anything with it. Highlanders are in the correct third of the pitch, though, if you're the home side. On the top, Sturrock flicks ahead to it. That will be easily dealt with. Farr was there, as was Schultz. Nuncaster to Schultz. This time Amorosino. Schultz is overlapped on the right, and that's where the ball goes. Heath is there waiting for it. The back pass is a little too close to the near post for comfort. And the building clearance by Norgrove shanks out for a throw. Substitution here coming up for the Highlanders. And it looks like coming out will be Nelson. Nelson had a decent shift. Played up top as a forward in the first half. A lot of good work as attacking from midfield.
Highlanders FC substitution in the 64th minute. Leaving the game, number 2, Paddy Nelson. Coming into the game, number 13, Aiden Moore.
Koto tries to get to the end of that. Be intercepted cleanly by Verstraeten. And Verstraeten will stay up near this. Out wide as Amorosino can't keep it in play. It's asking a lot of him. Did get a toe to it. Just not quite enough. That will be whistled down by the referee, with the help of a few dozen assistant referees who all cried in protest. Nuncaster under pressure. In fact, Farr himself is under pressure from Goto. Nuncaster. Slow and steady here for the Timbers. Taking their moments to attack judiciously here. And is this one of those times? Only Sturrock remaining in even close to the midfield stripe. All the other Highlanders are congesting the backfield. Amorosino to Schultz. Schultz. He'll get it out for a corner. Banging that one off of Pierce. Short corner ball tricky, fools nobody. And back the other way go the Highlanders. Venturin tried to find a man there on the counter. Way over on the far side with the substitute Moore. The ball did not go there, and now it's Michelson for the Timbers. Awkwardly, the ball goes back over to Smith. The heels of Michelson. Both he and Bartolillo slide for it. He'll be out for a Highlanders throw. Nooncaster. Choa. Shells has gone way up the right. Fullback leaving that flank completely open. Instead it goes left to Michelson. Does well to step around his man and get the ball through. In the center comes the shot, blocked. Second effort saved by Norgrove. Choa finds the Marcino. Centers, blocked again. Follow-up goes over the bar. Goal at his mercy. I think that was Spur. Meanwhile, there are appeals for handball here. The players surround the referee, but he is nonplussed. Segovia, my apologies, is the one who had that glorious chance up close. Skied it over the bar. Meanwhile, another
Highlanders
substitution coming
FC
in.
substitution in the 69th minute. Leaving the game, number 17, Iski Van Door. Coming into the game, number 6, Ellie Gindo.
And Norgrove prepares for his goal kick. It's low. Gindo tries to get a foot in there, the substitute. Tall midfielder. No such luck. Show up. Pressure from Sturrock. Coming to get their boots there. Between Spur and Gindo. It is Heath clearing it.
Portland U23 substitution in the 70th minute. Leaving the game, number 44, Alex Segovia. Coming into the game, number 32, Reed Bays.
That miss over the crossbar ended up being Segovia's last action of the game as Bays takes his place. Strength out wide of McCurdy to keep the ball out there. Portland regroup. A spectacular bike. Unfortunately, nowhere near the net. But we'll give him points for effort. Amorosino does have the goal for the Timbers on the day. He was looking for something sensational for the second, but it was simply not to be. He's getting a touch on that goal kick from Norgrove. Amorosino. And it will be a Highlanders throw. Gindo. Ing. Pierce. Goes over the top, finds the run of Bartolillo. Can't get past Mooncaster. Spur. That goes intercepted by Gindo. Just thump it out for a throw. Schulz. Nooncaster. Bays, the substitute. Settling to midfield, but now going for a run. So Choa will continue his task of patrolling the back line in front of the defense. Schultz now. A wonderful switch. Michelson crosses in the center. Bays nearly got a shot off. Scrambly defense from the Highlanders, but it comes through. Schultz again. Michelson. Schultz. Can he get past Bartolillo? He cannot. And he cleanly comes away with it. Does Bartolillo. Sturrock. It's a deflection. That will calmly roll. Leading far. Bays. Noonkester. Gindo moving up from midfield to challenge there as the high press seems to come through, but Gindo can't find the loose ball. And it is Noonkester again to start things. Amorosino. Michelson. Schultz. Schultz is onside and has space. First time cross. Great defense. McCurdy slides in to concede the corner. Really happy to do so, considering the alternative was two Timbers steaming into the box with a juicy low cross from Schultz, their intended target. Zividze with this corner. Is short and to the near post and handily dealt with. Tries to get past his man with a little bit of fancy footwork, but not buying that. And there's a fine little move from the Jedi Master himself, but then Sturt is chopped down. Back pocket goes the referee, but just for a yellow. Mr. felt Sturt did not have a clear look at goal. Denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity was not going to be a call there. And while it was certainly a reckless tackle, hard pressed to claim it rose to the level of serious foul play. Certainly a card though, as Blair Sturrock off to the races, hacked down. Easy yellow to give there. '74th minute now. Highlanders with a set piece.
Yellow card in the 74th minute to Portland Timbers U23, number 42, Bob Groenendiger.
Groenendiger there with yellow, punched by Farr. Covered by the Highlanders, out wide to Pierce. Pierce has a look, targets are still in the box for him, goes for Goto. Eng puts it inside. And the run now is Smith, but he can't get past Michelson. And now this is three Timbers forward with all of the defenders still up for the set piece. That's well recovered. And Smith can go for a run if he likes. Opts to lay it off. Inside for Sturrock. Bartolillo fighting for it. Gets it out to Sturrock. Puts it low, and that will find Pierce. Pierce. The far side, can't get past his man. And the Timbers will recover. Bays. Sliding in there is Goto. To no avail. Spur. One man against four. He does get ahead to it. Smith tried to watch it go out for a corner. Wasn't going to get there. Has to play it instead. Ochoa. Noonkester. Plenty of space to work in. It's favored right side for the Timbers.
Fans, last chance to get your 50-50 tickets. There's somebody wandering around the stands right now. Get a chance to get yours. All season, the 50-50 is brought to us by Royal Bay Secondary's leadership team. They're raising money for the Can West Society, a non-profit organization that builds and supports schools in Nepal. Get your 50-50 now.
Noonkester puts it back to his partner versus Stratton. Ochoa plays out. Bays. Over the top for Schultz again. A rampaging right back this game has been Schultz. Puts his cross in, looking for our post for Michelson. over him and a cheeky little back heel flick. And there's a stinging drive that kisses the top of the crossbar. That would have been nothing short of spectacular. But for the crossbar. The score remains deadlocked at 1. Newcastle heads that out for a throw. A double team there on Sturrock. Eng. Inside for Goto. Pierce goes through Michelson, but Newcastle is there. Ochoa. For Stratton. Looks up the left for Groningen. Inside to Ochoa. Spur, excuse me. Another attempt at that switch to the right side. Not hard to see the focus being put there. And for good reason. It's been a fine performance for Schulz. Set up Amorosino's goal to level the score in the first half. And has been a danger man anytime he makes a run. They do call that handball. Joe takes it over the top. Spur is offside. Takes time over this. Curdy. Looks for Sturrock. Won't find him. And it's brought right back. Gindo. Can't beat Ochoa. But barging his way through, Smith. Sturrock puts the ball through, can't get past. And Newcastle gives it to Schulz. Amorosino's with him on the right. Stutter. Two players closing down Schulz now, both Goto and Bartolillo. Almost have to do that now. Put two men on him, don't let him set up something that could be even greater. Well, Smith closes down his runner. Wide open Amorosino on the right. If the ball can get there, it pings through and is cleared. Goto can't get ahead to it. Ochoa can. It'll be Pierce though. Michelson barges through him. And Gindo back to Eng. Eng for Bartolillo. He does keep it in for only a moment, as Michelson will throw it in. Gindo can't quite get an outstretched leg to it. Spur leaves it for Bays. The top. Sturrock, 1-on-4. Still has it though. Ball to hand is the call from the referee. The Portland bench vehemently disagrees. Now this is Goto on the left. Schulz is there. Amorosino flicks it along. Heath, strong-headed challenge. This time back to McCurdy. Smith pokes it forward. Gindo. Timbers on the high press now with 4-5 players now. In a dangerous area now, they retreat and cycle. Still Michelson up, along with Amorosino and Spur. With two men on him, Norgrove will thump this long. Over the head, well over the head of Eng. Schulz. Newcastle. No pressure on Newcastle, though here comes Gindo up from midfield. Pressure Ochoa. Schulz now. Couldn't quite get there. Eng did well to flick that header up. Norgrove did better to make sure he was there first. Long ball for Pierce. Can he get there ahead of Newcastle? A very reckless play there. And there's no call. Newcastle claiming he was kicked in the face. It's definitely a high boot from Pierce. It might have been ball to face, as opposed to boot to face. And in retaliation, Newcastle brings down Pierce. A frustration foul likely there, no doubt. Though in fairness, Newcastle may have cause to be aggrieved. Even if it was boot to ball to face, you could still make an argument for reckless play. Foul if not hard. Instead, we dwell not on what was, but what is, and what it is a free kick for the Highlanders. Godo to take it. Some discussion between him and Pierce. Up. Gindo is the target. Can't get there. Eng. Second ball. Still targets in the box. Charging forward on the run. Moore couldn't do anything with it, though. And Michelson the other way for the Timbers, who have a man forward, and it's Bays. Javide, excuse me. Not Bays. Spur now. Michelson. And a substitute coming in here now for the Highlanders. Not quite yet. He's told to wait. Substitution is waved off. And the Timbers play out. Ochoa. Bays to Michelson. Ochoa in midfield. Strick closes him down. Little flick there. Half sombrero from Ochoa. Goes through Goto to Amorosino. Newcastle. Ochoa. Timbers pushing up higher and higher. Spur to Bays. Bartolillo breaks it up. Michelson. Can he get it through? Will he have a go himself? A bit of a free-form path for the ball there as it pings around. But the Highlanders do come away with it. They're thumping it clear. 84th minute now. Almost the 85th, mark that. 1-1. Victoria Highlanders, Portland Timbers, U23. Gindo puts Ochoa under pressure. Now this is far. Over the heads of both Michelson and Smith. And now it's McCurdy. Does well to buy the throw in off of Zavize. Now the substitution will take place. And
Highlanders
Pierce coming
FC
out.
substitution in the 85th minute. Leaving the game, number 14, Owen Pierce. Coming into the game, number 11, Eva Batusol.
Fresh legs off the bench. He'll get 5 minutes to run with him with Batusol. What can he do? Shells now. Still being double teamed. Amorosino is left open. Back it goes. Bays. Ochoa. Javide. Puts it deep on the left. Spur trying to get there. And it'll ultimately deflect off of Spur.
Okay, fans, it's time to do the 50-50 draw.
Time for a goal kick.
Get out those 50-50 tickets. All season's 50-50 is brought to us by the Royal Bay Secondaries Leadership Team. They are raising money for the Canada
Norgrove
Society, a
has targets now. Gindo, Sturrock,
schools in Nepal.
Batusol. Height is certainly there now for the Highlanders.
Ticket is a white
If they attempt to do any sort of set piece late, they will have no shortage of headers to look for.
4, 6,
Unfortunately, on that one, foul called,
1,
and it will be a Timbers free kick.
4.
Newcastle. Schulz.
Once again, winning
Amorosino,
ticket
rather.
number 4, 4, 6, 9, 1, 4.
Amorosino looks inside. There's Bays to
$124.
Spur.
You collect your prize.
Amorosino looks over the top. He's found his man. First touch is good. He's in control, steps around. Clumsy tackles. Keeps his feet. Amorosino. Slide tackle blocked. Spur. Post and in. Spur with the perfect shot. Threading it through in the confusion. Fire drill at the back. And the Timbers pounce in the 87th minute. It's Spur off the far post and in. 2-1 Timbers. All started once again with an excellent cross coming from the right, switching play. Zvize on the far side. And from there, it was just a matter of stepping in. Smith, who's been so good on the right, beaten in the dribble. And from there, everyone collapses to try and recover. And in all the confusion, and a good block on the left by Eng on Amorosino, it's Spur who gets the shot and the goal.
Timbers U23 goal in the 87th minute, scored by number 47, Willie Spur.
This is the goal scorer, Spur, putting it inside. Blocked to Zvize. Second effort. Oh, just past the post. Norgrove did dive for it at full stretch. Zvize did not miss by much. You have to take a second one. And then it's the dagger. As it stands, 2-1. Still, Portland win if this holds. The dagger goal would be Spurs. Schulz. It's around Eng. Is it long? Spurs going to run for this. Will he keep it in? Not quite. He's got pace to Spur. Not quite that much. Norgrove with the goal kick. Met in midfield. This will be Goto. He's dropped deep to help. Norgrove looks up the middle. Goes left. Nobody there. Plenty of targets forward for the Highlanders, including Guindo, who's now moved. Although if he's Badosel is now back in that position. Guindo a presence in midfield. Badosel up front. Along with Sturrock. McCurdy has also moved up front to provide that big presence. Offside called on the attack, though. We are in the final minute of regulation time. Stoppage time coming up. There is still time for some heroics from the Highlanders. But they need something a little more consistent in the attack. The Timbers have really turned it on in the second half. They've been smothering. They've been using that right side of theirs to great effect. Michelson unable to keep that in for the Timbers. It'll be a Norgrove goal kick. Goes short to Goto. Does well to trip up his man. Clever little pivot. Looks long. Badosel is there. So is Sturrock. Sturrock. Eng. Badosel. What does he do? Crosses. There's Sturrock. Can't connect. Second effort. Takes a deflection. Still loose. He looks skyward, does Bartolillo.
The fourth official
well
has
struck.
indicated there'll be a minimum of 2 additional minutes.
2 minutes for stoppage time. And that was not a bad chance on the Highlanders. Not nearly clinical enough, though. Bartolillo couldn't get all of it. Seemed to scuff the shot a bit. Farr did have trouble with it, but nobody was nearby to clean it up. Good attacking impetus from Badosel, though. Made that happen on the left. Quickly played here by the Highlanders. Put into the area. Diving header to deny Guindo.
Fans, it's time to announce the Highlanders Man of the Match. The Man of the Match receives a $75 gift certificate to Lido Restaurant,
Guindo.
sponsored by Victoria Trust.
Crossed in.
Today's Man of the Match
No one there.
Show Goto. Congratulations, Joe.
Norgrove.
And a special shout out to the birthday boy, of course, Striker.
Over the top. Little flick on. Offside is the call. Well ahead of the play was Badosel. Flick on coming from his own man. Shot went wide anyway. There'll be a substitution here by the Timbers late. Get some fresh legs on and kill those seconds off the clock. Zvize will be the one going off. He's put in a good shift. Had his troubles early. Ended up being quite the thorn to the Highlanders' defense as the second half wore on. Found out a good section of midfield for himself.
Portland U23 substitution in the 90-plus minute. Leaving the game, number 33, Timur Javiz. Coming into the game, number 31, Nico De Vera.
De Vera will be the one getting a few extra minutes here. Foul going the way of the Highlanders. They'll have to move quickly. They've almost played the 2 minutes. Norgrove plays it. Curdy crosses. He's got targets there. Nothing doing. Heath out wide. Smith crosses. Headed over by Bartolillo. Well, that's his second chance in a very short span of time for Bartolillo, and it will be the last action of the game. Bartolillo had a chance to tie it up. Ultimately unable to find the target that time.
U23 2, your Victoria Highlanders FC 1.
The game ends 2-1, visiting Timbers, winning it on a goal by Willie Spur in the second half. After goals from Amorosino and Goto in the first half. You've been watching Victoria Highlanders broadcast on YouTube. My name is Roturo. Apologize for the sore throat, but thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.